Okay, kids, just doing an attendance here. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum. Okay, kids, we're going to do some grading today. It's report card day, so you guys better have had your act straight over the past year. Actually, we're going to rate you over the past, as long as you've been in school. And we're not going to rate you based on, testing you or anything like that. That would just be stupid. We're going to rate you based on your online presence, your media coverage, what people are saying about you, and a lot of you have a lot of haters. So that's going to be taken into account. So, you guys are young men now, and you have grown, evolved, and proved that you can overcome anything. Despite a few that gave up and BitConnect, but dropped out. And yes, you say it was due to us and our bad ratings and the media coverage and the fact that we tried to expel you and kick you out of school in this community. But still, we won't be grading you because you didn't stick around. You shut down, your future when you shut down your schooling and helping, the rest of your classmates. So, we swear we are not trying to make you fail or trying to make you give up, or ruin your motivation. We're not trying to do that at all. And we brought in a kindergarten teacher, me, to grade you because we're going to rate you based on, like we said, your online presence, and just a couple things. We're not going to rate you based on your whole performance, just a couple things that, we see, that, us kindergarten teachers and, older people would usually rate kindergartners based on. You guys are more evolved and more smart, but we won't take that into account at all. We're going to rate you based on a kindergartner. So, let's rate you guys. I don't know if you can see that, guys, all the way back there, but it says you all suck and you're going to get an F minus. Sorry, not much we can do. Here's your report card. Here's some reasonings for our marks. Sorry, that's not it. That was your actual report card. This is the one that we threw up with your online presence. But you can't look at that too long. We don't want you to know why we gave you our ratings, and we don't want you to do any research and look into it and see that we might be connected to people that don't want you to succeed. So let's look into these Weiss ratings, guys, and see what is going on.
Check the OP, what did he do? Gas in his bag till they go to the moon. Spent half an eighth, I got 1,000,000 coins like the real McCoy. I feel that joy, cause if it goes to a buck, I won't believe my luck. And now 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends.
Okay, guys, so let me fix this a little bit. Had my stupid whiteboard up there. Sorry about that intro. That's just kind of how I feel. I thought I'd give you a little bit of an introduction to what we're talking about and give you, a little bit of preparation for what you're about to see, because it's kind of going to if we did not prepare you, it would spread a lot of FUD, you know what I mean? And kind of blow your mind. If you're already in cryptocurrencies for a long time, or if you're just getting in, you'd probably sell a lot of these currencies just based on these ratings. And supposedly a lot of financial money, institutional money, was waiting for these ratings, and they were going to base their investments and what they put their money on into based on this info. Someone gave me this magazine yesterday, Scientific American, The Future of Money. But yet again, I've yet to read a lot of this. I quickly skimmed over it. But yet again, this is media coverage. You can't really trust it too much. Obviously, the system in place owns a lot of this stuff, and they don't want cryptocurrencies to succeed. So let's just start, now that you have an introduction to what's a little bit of the background of what's going on here and what people have noticed. So these are some articles that have been going around, surfacing the internet, and I'm not sure if you want to read them. They are on my they are underneath this video and on my Twitter, so you can check them out after. You don't really have to read them very much, but there are some key points in here. Beware of fake cryptocurrency ratings posted on Twitter accounts and the internet. Only true Weiss cryptocurrency ratings are WeissCryptocurrencyRatings.com. So we'll share that link with you, but we did share our social media that has the real ratings on there. So they took into account a lot of the risks, a lot of the downfalls of these cryptocurrencies, looking at scalability issues with Bitcoin, and they didn't really focus on the fact at all that Bitcoin is decentralized. It frees us from the current system and the structures that are in place. They didn't take into account a lot of these things. They just looked at risk for investment for the most part. And if you're in it for the money, then you really shouldn't be into cryptocurrencies. Sorry, but you really shouldn't be, unless you're an expert and you can manipulate the markets, use bots, or are an expert at reading the markets. But even then, a lot of times you might get stuck in the wrong positions, like Jamie Dimon has before with silver. At one point, they were shorting silver and thought they knew that it was going to go down. They put a lot of short orders in and got stuck in that. It went up. Then they vowed to never get stuck in a short order again. JP Morgan. So they bought up a lot of silver. They went from the 0 ounces of silver that they were holding to millions of ounces. And then they started manipulating the market with those holdings. And so we see the same thing going on with Bitcoin futures. And then before the futures were launched, we heard some of these institutions talking bad about Bitcoin just to get the price down so they could buy up as much as possible, so that then when they do their future trading, they're either minimize their risk if they're shorting by holding some, or that they can actually manipulate the markets themselves with the amount they hold, which is kind of hard with Bitcoin. But now we see today Bitcoin Cash futures were launched. They're not called futures, they're called contracts for differences. But the CFDs were launched today for Bitcoin Cash, or a couple days ago. We covered that in our video earlier, our news video. So why is Bitcoin not an A? Thanks to its strong adoption and brand, Bitcoin does merit an A. So now they have to come back on a lot of their ratings and what they said. They said they got DDoS attacked. They got attacked. Their website was being hacked before they gave these ratings, due to they thought that people thought they were going to give bad ratings. And it makes sense, right? If someone gives Bitcoin a bad rating, and you understand that this ratings company is in the traditional system, and they're probably going to give Bitcoin bad ratings because of different agendas, right? Then you would try to attack the website. Maybe they just are guilty, and this is why they automatically assume that they got attacked. It could be a flood of users. That's usually what a DDoS is. So But anyways, now they're saying totally different thing from what they gave their ratings. But this is besides the point, because the ratings are what matter. This is on their blog. A lot of these articles I'm going to share with you, like this one, is on the Weiss blog. So they're saying after they got a lot of criticism that it deserves an A, but it falls short in two important other areas: our risk index and technology index, whatever that means. A lot of these other Bitcoin futures aren't backed by any technology, and a lot of these other investments and stocks are not really backed by any technology. There's pork bellies on the stock market, so they trade also patent scammers, big patent scam companies on the stock market. There's not even a company that there's a bunch of fake companies, and I watched a documentary about it where a guy did a lot of investigative research because he got in a lot of patent trouble, because there's these companies, big companies, that will just file patents, and then if you are doing patents on methods of doing things, so putting milk in your coffee, for instance, can be patentable. Now, anybody that puts milk in their coffee, they can sue in court, and it's a big conspiracy. I won't go into it, but the stock market is just a joke. A lot of things on there. So I don't understand what they're saying here when they say based on our risk index and technology index, Bitcoin has like zero risk involved. That's the whole point of it. And also, now it has more risk, I believe, because of Bitcoin futures and governments attacking it. This type of thing right here, Weiss ratings and things, attacking it, trying to devalue it. That's the only risk I see. Why some of our ratings look weird? Here's another article on their blog. And I want to share some comments with you on some of what's going on in Twitter, and then I'll share with you the actual Weiss ratings. Just want to share with you their blog posts after they launched their ratings. This is a long article, so just skim over it. The caveats, the model of how they rate. And they said they were scrambling last night to do these ratings, so they didn't. They probably just typed stuff in the search bar, Google search bar, to find out information on their ratings. They've never actually used these currencies or haven't been in the cryptocurrency community for a long time. They're just getting into it now because of all of the media attention. And so that should tell you something right there, that they're just jumping on the bandwagon to get, I bet you a bunch of people signed up for their Twitter. I did it, so that's how I know a bunch of people did it. Followed their Twitter after this, and now are checking out their website. I was on their website checking out multiple articles. So, it's attention. Everyone wants attention. I was thinking about doing a rating system, launching a company, a website to rate cryptocurrencies. So, but actually asking the community for input as well, but not completely basing it on that. So here's an article from the Merkle. And I like, this. It says that the Weiss ratings do bring more legitimacy to cryptocurrencies and the proper cryptocurrencies. But this is what's been going on for a long time. Attacks always legitimize it. When there's an attack, the value usually goes up. It's interesting. It's kind of like the whole old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think that, after these ratings and people see that it doesn't really affect the price very much, they might feel a little bit more comfortable to put money into these things. And we're just waiting for more money to come into the cryptocurrency markets. Also, there was a couple $100 billion taken out, and because it's becoming risky, there's a lot of FUD. And this my opinion, was due to the fact that a lot of people short ordered the Bitcoin futures contracts that just expired. So we shouldn't see as much FUD anymore. We should see people trying to bring the price back up. So we'll have to wait and see. So here is an article. So just some key points in this article that I wanted to share. So Weiss ratings knock on Bitcoin in terms of scalability is due to the 4 megabyte block weight limit. It's encountering major network bottlenecks causing delays and high transaction costs, says the announcement from the ratings publication. In other words, Weiss rating thinks too many people are using Bitcoin to transact, so it should receive a lower grade. And this can tell you some, give you an idea of some of their motivations here. It's too popular, so we have to rate it lower to make it less popular. That's what I get from this. If only Bitcoin had fewer users, then it would get a better grade, right? This is, reverse logics here that they're using to rate their system. So there obviously is an agenda going on here. It's interesting. I wonder if people are profiting. I'm going to do some research and try to tie this Weiss ratings to any other company, see who is actually owning this company and is on the board and things like that, what they stand to gain by giving bad ratings for cryptocurrencies, because it seems like they have something to gain. And this is the type of thing you could expect once, Bitcoin futures or people bet on, short bet on Bitcoin. So you can even go on exchanges and see if people bet on the price of Bitcoin going down yesterday, right before these were going to be launched, right? So I'm going to probably go do that. I'm going to do some research. If I find out interesting things, I'll do a video about it. Every cryptocurrency network faces a trade-off between centralization and transaction costs. If enough people are using it, building layers on top of the base blockchain is generally accepted as the best method on scaling these cryptocurrency networks. Further, and Bitcoin's first stab at this scaling method, known as the Lightning Network, that we mentioned in our earlier video today. There's over 100 nodes on it now. There's lots of activity going on, trades. It's just the bigger companies have not adopted it yet. It's already being played around with on mainnet. If Bitcoin is getting a knock in scalability, it's likely that they haven't accounted for the centralization trade-offs. In terms of technical implementations and or governance that come with the other, more scalable networks. Oh, sorry about that. We have other pieces here to go over. But no, Ethereum, Steem, Cardano, EOS, and NEO were all rated higher than Bitcoin. The EOS rating is especially notable because the project hasn't even launched yet. And it's just built on Ethereum. It's just an ERC20 token. It's an idea at this point. And it's got rated better than Bitcoin that has been around for 10 years and has gotten over every single obstacle in its way, has even survived a major crash that people thought was going to kill it. So if it could survive what it did back then when Mt. Gox crashed, I think it can basically survive anything. So I'm not worried about Bitcoin too much. I think, yeah, the price can go up and down due to people's opinion, public opinion, hype, FUD, things like that. But long term, I think there will be a point where you can always get a lot more for your Bitcoin than you can at those down times. And that it'll always have a use. Definitely always have a use. Whether it's, we see the first uses were, when people wanted to transact for illegal goods and didn't want to be tracked. And then WikiLeaks, that the government was freezing their transactions, PayPal, bank accounts, Visa, and things like that, donations going to WikiLeaks. They could not keep their doors open, their website running, so they turned to Bitcoin. These are some of the first uses, but now it's exploded in uses, and people use it for all sorts of things. The sad thing is a lot more people invest in it as an investment or a store of value than they do use it. So this is a problem for Bitcoin, and this makes it more that when the price goes down a bit, everyone sells and drive the price down further. So the volatility, a lot of the volatility, they're saying that we can't use it as a currency because of volatility, but then people not using it as a currency creates the volatility as well. So there's so much disagreement with Bitcoin's initial rating in the Weiss cryptocurrency ratings that Weiss Ratings made a blog post explaining the reasonings behind the rating, and we shared that with you. It was a very small blog post. While the post noted Bitcoin's superb fundamentals, it also claimed that the world's first crypto asset is lacking in other areas. Like I said, we're just going to focus on the areas that you're lacking in, and you're on what people are saying online. We're not actually going to use you. We're not actually going to look back and see the history and see why these areas might be lacking. They seem to have done this for attention and therefore did not really care too much about doing the deep research. So there's fake ratings that are circulating, and they even warned of this, Weiss themselves, and we saw that in that tweet. And I think this is this is it. Someone on Twitter, or this is part of it, one of them, cryptocurrency ratings preview by Weiss Ratings. Someone said they got a insider knowledge, and someone sent them these ratings before anyone else could get them. So this is probably the fake ratings, but yet again, still similar. So I haven't compared the two. This one just looks fake. It's not in the same order. It could be a preview, but if you guys find any fake ones, throw them in the comments down below, and let me know what you think about these Weiss ratings, if they were good or bad, because we're going to share with you now some comments and some of what other people think, and I'll share your comment in the next video we do about this if you throw a comment down below. So here we have Paul. The funny thing is Bitcoin already has the cheapest and fastest transactions of all currencies out there. Everyone can use Lightning right now. They just have to do a little bit for it. So do some work. Go out of their way to adopt this and utilize the Lightning that's available now. It is available if you want to use it. It's just not built into the current systems that we do use. And that's up to people that run these systems, like the exchanges. But not even the biggest fiat exchange, Coinbase, is adopting any of the new technologies provided by the Bitcoin core team. They're using 3 years old outdated software, unable to even implement SegWit. Coinbase is one of the more centralized exchanges, owned by a lot of investors and things like that. It's really not in the people's hands like some of the other exchanges are. More in the people's hands. The success and things like that are in the people's hands. But not exchanges are exchanges. It's not cyber attack. So this is someone, I Am Korean, on their blog posts after they're saying, oh, we got attacked by Koreans, North Koreans, South Koreans, whatever it was. And this is a Korean person here saying, it's not cyber attack. Just too many Koreans trying to visit your site at the same time. If Koreans see your web, your countdown time was changed to Korea time. Automatically, so many Koreans misunderstood countdown time. We are not Chinese. We don't need attack on your web. Just we want to see ranking. And then someone that's Chinese commented and said, Chinese just want to see ranking too. We don't have any interest in attacking this site. So there you go. They're also making the Bitcoin community look bad, and like that we are going to attack people for giving us bad ratings. That is totally, so far beyond the ideals and the beliefs and the morals of the Bitcoin community. We're beyond that. Here's Jack Reacher saying, this is not accurate at all. Not based on code at all. You give Cardano a higher ranking than Bitcoin, and it has no code to show. Great idea. Just keep educating people on entirely wrong facts. And I like at the end of one of these other articles that I showed you, it says in the end, it says, actually, I never got that far. Bitcoin is the gold standard. So this is part of that article again, a couple paragraphs here I wanted to share. Bitcoin is the gold standard in the crypto asset ecosystem. The crypto asset market is the whole, as a whole, is the only possible because of Bitcoin. I like this comment or this statement a lot. It's very true. So if you're giving cryptocurrency ratings, would you not, just be judging those cryptocurrency ratings? Seeing which one gets an A out of those cryptocurrencies, which one gets a B. If you would, Bitcoin should be at the top because they made all other cryptocurrencies possible, right? That's what this person is saying. It is the first idea, the first crypto that succeeded, and has succeeded more than any of the other ones. So why? And obviously, it's a threat to someone, threat to something, and threat to someone who has interest in doing these ratings for different reasons. You got to ask when someone's doing something like these ratings, what's their motivation? Because, there has to be a motivation if someone's doing this for the first time or, putting so much media attention and marketing into getting these ratings out there and getting people to watch for them. So no other crypto asset has the network effects, liquidity, reliability, or longevity that Bitcoin has. When there is a crypto asset price panic, Bitcoin doesn't fall as fast as the altcoins. It's often referred to as the reserve currency of crypto assets. In a rating system that is designed around the avoidance of risk, Bitcoin should be the star of the show, right? It's very true. Bitcoin has more money in it, more people in it, and it's more widespread and diversified. It is very strong. It's so if you're looking at risk, I've read an article where they launched Bitcoin satellites to create nodes in outer space in orbit, so that if anything happens on Earth, an apocalypse or power outage or the internet shuts down, there's always at least a couple nodes in the sky keeping the Bitcoin network alive, so that if you can reconnect to those satellites, you can use your Bitcoin. You can send Bitcoin. So for risk, it really should have gotten an A+, or at least an A, right? And I'll show you what it actually got. We'll get there at the end of the video. This won't be very long, guys, don't worry. So according to Morgan Stanley, 100 crypto hedge funds have been launched, with 84 of them starting out just last year. Even 2 freshmen at Princeton are getting into the business of offering crypto trading advice. YouTube is also filled with plenty of personalities who push their audiences towards specific currencies and outright Ponzi schemes. So everyone has a motive. Everyone has an agenda. Except here at this channel, honestly, we don't have much of agendas, and it's probably our fault. We don't take advantage of things enough, but that's what it is. It is what it is. Weiss Ratings is not alone in their Dooning Coonring. This sort of thing is extremely common for new people who are common to Bitcoin. This is the one I wanted to share. Common to Bitcoin for the first time, and there might not really be any way to get around it. People have to learn on their own. So it'll just take time, Weiss Ratings has a long history as an independent ratings agency covering traditional assets, but it's clear they don't understand Bitcoin at all. However, they have proclaimed that they're the cryptocurrency experts who can tell you whether speculating on the price of a specific token is a safe bet. In the current cryptocurrency hysteria, everyone is a level 70 blockchain wizard launching a new hedge fund. Weiss Ratings released their cryptocurrency ratings yesterday. In response, they received a lot of criticism on social media, and rightly so. Let's continue the comments on their blog. So, how come currently active Bitcoin devs is fairly 30, and in total more than 300 different people ever contributed to it. Also, it's not magically immutable. So I'm showing, both sides of the argument. I'm not going to be biased and only show you the good comments. So we'll just see what the conversation is, right? Also, it is not a magical immutable as you think. Imagine, just see back in the year 2010 when the blockchain had to be reverted due to a bug in the code. Not to mention centralized mining pool and development, and Philo LN doesn't bring anything new than current banking systems. Interesting. And also people were saying Ethereum has been hacked. So why did they get a better rating when they've been hacked multiple times? I like Ethereum though. It's one of my top suggested investments for least amount of risk. Everything else, this is from Bitcoin Consult. Everything else in this article can be ignored once you see Bitcoin equals C+. Blockchains exist for immutability, which is achieved through decentralization and proof of work mining. Bitcoin's THC immutable ledger. Bitcoin has GitHub commits from over 1,000 developers. Bitcoin currently has scaling problems because it is being used unlike many other cryptocurrencies. All of the best blockchain devs in the world are working on Bitcoin scaling solutions, including Lightning Network, Score Signatures, and Mast. We've talked about Score Signatures and Lightning Network, but not too much about Mast. Score Signatures is very interesting if you want to look into something. It prevents attacks on the Bitcoin network that, someone was doing at one point to try to destroy Bitcoin. Everything else in the centralized sandbox project in comparison to Bitcoin. We're almost there, almost to the end in the actual ratings. It's a long time since I've seen such inaccurate descriptions. If you look at the Bitcoin meme pool lately, now that the other, same person I was just talking about attacking the network, right? The other, and everyone should know what that is, who that is, if they've been in Bitcoin a long time. Has stopped spamming it recently, and how many Lightning nodes have appeared around the same time, and what future proposals are under review for contracts, time blocks. And then it would be clear that the article description needs a rewrite. Bitcoin blockchain will never be full of features. That's the design. It's too important to security to be flippant with it. That's where the second layer components go without compromising the underlying blockchain. And guys, I mentioned Weiss. I went on their website on my video earlier, and I mentioned that they were releasing these ratings, and I showed you how they have a section there where you can put your own cryptocurrencies in. If you're about to invest in one or something like that, they'll give you ratings on it, and they do give you notices if they upgrade their ratings. So really, people give them their email, and if there's a change in these ratings, they will let you know. So I do think that a lot of these ratings are going to get changed. It was done in such a hurry. They didn't know what they were talking about for the most part with a lot of these ones. They probably did have a couple, couple big, small or big team, or just, a couple people doing it. I don't think it was just one person, although it could have been. While West dueled out no, as he doesn't consider himself a hater of virtual money. Despite extreme price volatility, cryptocurrencies have a bright future and potential to deliver unusually large profits to investors, Weiss said. Remember, the potential. They're not guaranteed to deliver you huge profits. This is the problem with people getting in, and I just got some people in and they see losses and they freak out, right? They have the potential if you do it right and you make the right decisions. It's very hard to do that now with so many currencies out there. But this is what this is supposed to help people do, and a lot of other rating systems, and guidelines are helping people do. People are wising up and getting smarter. So if you're just getting into cryptocurrencies, listen to some of the smarter people out there that have been in it, and don't listen to people that have not been in cryptocurrencies, like the news and like these people that are used to traditional investing, because it's not traditional investing. There are a couple similarities, but it's totally different worlds. So this is what Weiss said. However, the market is hectic. The market is hectic and confusing for investors. So they think it's confusing. So why did they do rating systems on it if they are confused? They need the clarity that only robust, impartial ratings can provide. Robust, impartial ratings can provide. I'm sure, when you tell someone what they need, I'm sure they don't really need that, because people know what they need, not you. No one else knows what someone needs. Okay, Jamie Young from South Korea. He's a South Korean. He said, when Katy Perry's nail polish has better cryptocurrency ratings than Weiss. So look at Katy Perry's nails there, one of her Instagram posts, where she has, we've heard her, go and talk to Warren Buffett on cryptocurrencies. And, she's obviously a fan of cryptocurrencies, so she has cryptocurrencies on her nails. And someone else said on Twitter that they had nightmares after these Weiss ratings, just like after they would get bad grades in school. JP of Human Resources said, Weiss investment ratings essentially rates the entire crypto market as junk, not that his ratings matter to the crypto market. They matter to the outsiders, I guess. And so we'll have to see. We're going to do some investigating, and we'll see if, when these ratings were launched, if it did affect, if people poured money into the ones that had better ratings or sold the ones that had bad ratings. We'll see if it actually affected the markets. We'll bring that to you tomorrow. So Litecoin News said, we're fairly certain a large amount of intelligent Wall Street money is waiting for the Weiss ratings to come out tomorrow. This was before they were launched. Now let's actually look at the ratings, guys. Here it is, the moment of truth. The moment you have been waiting for. Boom, boom, boom. Guys, I don't think this is even it. So guys, while you're reading this, I'll go find it now. I'll go find the ratings, because this might not be it. Let's see here. I don't see an A+ or a B+ on that. Let's see. I can find because it did tell us where to go to, someone else is saying the actual report. I paid for it, so people have to pay for the proper ratings. Oh, this is the ratings, guys. Sorry, you see the D and the B's beside it. I just didn't see those. So yeah, this is the ratings, guys. I'll get the heck out of the way here for you guys, and you can see it. Oop. I'm trying to disappear. Boom. So I'll share the bottom with you. So guys, if you want to see my ratings, I'll put links down below. You can find these on my Twitter as well, so I don't need to show it for too long. I'll show you what I would rate these as. Okay. So I gave my my ratings recently before here. Actually, no, these were, I gave different ratings before what I kind of a parody of what I thought they would give to a couple currencies, but this is what I would give. And guys, don't hate me for this. This is my opinion. Everyone has different opinions. But Bitcoin A-, Ethereum A-, B+. Here, and I'll explain why I gave them. Okay, Bitcoin A-. Bitcoin, like we covered in this video, it was the cryptocurrency, the one that started everything. It is very, very secure, and it has proven 10 years that it can hold value and that it can recover from immense fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and an immense crash. And the fact that it wouldn't have gotten this rating if we weren't at Lightning Network, and I don't think they accounted for that at all. If we haven't, fixed it or didn't have plans. At one point, there was no plan to make Bitcoin better. Now there's all sorts of plans because usually, it takes becoming very bad before we fix something, right? So since it became so expensive and so slow, there became plans, score signatures, and all these other things. So that's why I gave it Bitcoin an A-. Ethereum I gave an A because, a lot of other cryptocurrencies are built upon Ethereum. Therefore, it is necessary. It's needed for all these other ones to survive. So I don't think it's going anywhere. And it is, a few years old. And you can do a lot with Ethereum. It's very versatile. And it has multiple applications, and also we see now that we can build, trading card games, stuff like that, collectibles on Ethereum with it. It didn't get an A+. Maybe it should have got an A-. I just didn't want to put it the same as Bitcoin, but it could have got an A- for the fact that the network was clogged, and when CryptoKitties was launched, it had some issues there with scalability. Dash, B+. Dash is an amazing cryptocurrency. Monero, B+, also amazing cryptocurrency and very similar to Dash. And they both have their own, couple differences, but they don't really have too many downfalls. Litecoin C. It's not really very original. It has no real uses, and even Charlie Lee sold all his Litecoin. I've been selling most of my Litecoin, and a lot of people, don't need Litecoin. They can use Dash for fast payments or other cryptocurrencies. EOS C+ to B-. Probably more closer to a C+ right now at the state it's at. But a very good project run by, Dan Lemure, who created BitShares and also created Steemit.com and Steam. So you can almost guarantee that EOS is going to do what they say and be successful because he has a lot of experience and he's just a genius, a very bright mind. Cardano, A-, probably should have been closer to a B. I did this really fast, but A- if it does what it says it does, and probably in a year or so, I think it'll be a A-. So I probably did that, more for the future. Steem, an A. Steem has shown that there's so many transactions going on the Steem network. A smart media token, and now Weiss being built on Steem, and Steem holders get forks for other coins, so it has continual use, and it has proven that it's very scalable and that it can be used. It's used day to day, and the communities of Steemit has grown very drastically and brought Steem some very high gains, and I don't think it's going anywhere because of the Steem community. Steemit community, sorry. Bitcoin Cash gets B minus. I don't really need to explain that one very much. It's almost a clone of Bitcoin, but more, some people say more centralized, more, kind of slimy, not with the same type of, it tries to control things. It tries to attack Bitcoin and kill Bitcoin and wants Bitcoin to die. So in that case, it gets B minus, maybe even C plus. Some people might think. Ripple C minus because it's not really a cryptocurrency. They don't like cryptocurrencies. They talk bad about cryptocurrencies. It has no real use for Ripple. XRP has no real use for Ripple to run. Ripple is used XRP to fund the project and basically take advantage of cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency community, right? We saw that with their conference and what they said about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. NEO, and it's for banking, right? Banking is what we're trying to get rid of. Cryptocurrencies are kind of the opposite of banking, so it's not a real cryptocurrency, some people may think, right? NEO B, Stellar B. Don't need to explain those ones too much. That's my ratings, guys, and that's pretty much all for today. So we'll see you guys next time tomorrow. Hopefully I'll bring some tutorials and maybe find out some more things about these Weiss ratings and what's going on behind the scenes.